So you've probably seen this pyramid before, right? But what does it actually tell us about what really drives us? Today, we're going to dig into the powerful and sometimes misunderstood idea behind Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, let's get right into it. But first, I have a question for you. And I mean, really think about it. What actually gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it a paycheck, some big project you're passionate about, or just taking care of your family? That one simple question, well, it gets to the very heart of what drives us as human beings. And you know what? That's the exact same question that fascinated the psychologist Abraham Maslow. He wanted to understand what makes us tick. So he came up with this 5-level model. You can think of it like a roadmap for human motivation, designed to answer that big fundamental question: what do we really need? Now, to understand this roadmap, we've got to start where we all begin, right at the very bottom. Every great building needs a solid foundation, and it turns out our own motivations are exactly the same. We're talking about the absolute must-haves for survival. So this first level, the bedrock of the whole pyramid, is what Maslow called our physiological needs. These are, quite simply, the biological requirements to stay alive. If you don't have these, your body just can't function, period. What's so powerful here is just how basic this is. We're talking about food, water, sleep, warmth, clothing, the essentials. If you're missing these, literally nothing else on this pyramid matters to you. As Maslow put it, a person who's starving isn't dreaming about a promotion, they're dreaming about food. Okay, so once our basic survival is covered, our brain immediately shifts to the next level up, our need for safety. This is that deep instinctual drive we all have to find some stability and order in what can feel like a pretty chaotic world. Job security is a perfect modern example, sure, but this level is about so much more. It's about feeling physically safe from harm, having financial security, good health. It's all about creating a predictable world where we feel secure enough to actually plan for the future, instead of just trying to survive the next 5 minutes. All right, now this is probably the most important part of the whole theory. There is one golden rule to this pyramid. You have to satisfy the needs on the lower levels before you can really focus on the higher ones. It's not that they have to be 100% perfect, but you can't start building the second floor of a house if the foundation is crumbling, right? You got to build from the ground up. All right, so our foundation for survival and safety is in place. Now we can start climbing up into the middle of the pyramid. And this is where things get really interesting, because we shift from just basic survival to our deep psychological needs as social creatures. And that brings us smack into level 3, love and belonging. You see, after we feel safe, the next thing we crave most is connection. We humans are wired to be social. We have this powerful, built-in need to build relationships. And yeah, friendship is a huge part of this, but it's just the start. This level covers family, romantic relationships, being part of a team or a community, all of it. Without these connections, we feel loneliness and anxiety. It's why that drive to belong is one of the most powerful forces in our lives. So once we feel like we belong, that we have our tribe, we start looking for something more. And that brings us to level 4, our esteem needs. This is all about our desire not just to be a part of the group, but to be valued by that group and by ourselves. Now, this is where Maslow got really clever. He actually split esteem into 2 different kinds. First, there's the respect you get from others, status, recognition, a pat on the back. But then there's the even more important part, self-respect, that internal feeling of being competent, of accomplishing something, of being worthy. This is where real, lasting confidence is built. Okay, so let's recap. We've built our foundation for survival. We've satisfied our needs for connection and for respect. What could possibly be left? Well, we are now climbing to the very top, the peak of the pyramid, the final destination in Maslow's journey. And right there, at the very peak, we find self-actualization. Now, this isn't about being rich or famous, not at all. It's the drive to realize your own unique potential, to become everything you are truly capable of becoming. It's that feeling that an artist must create or a teacher must teach. And this gets to the most personal part of the entire pyramid. What does reaching your full potential even mean to you? For one person, it might be becoming an elite athlete. For someone else, it could be being the best parent they can possibly be. It's totally, deeply individual. So, we've gone on quite a journey, haven't we? From the absolute basics of just staying alive to the highest peaks of human potential. Let's just take a step back and look at the whole structure one last time, because seeing it all together is what really makes it click. So here it is. The whole story. It's a journey that starts with the body, our needs for survival and safety. Then it moves to the heart with love and belonging. From there, it moves to our ego with esteem. And finally, it arrives at our spirit with self-actualization. You see how each level builds perfectly on the last one? So, I'll leave you with this. Take a look at your own life, right now, in this moment. Which level of the pyramid are you really focused on building today? And maybe more importantly, what's your next step up?